Hello, everyone. Welcome to the BUS2BUS Digital Roadshow, Turkey. I am Ebru Goca. I am representative of MESE Berlin in Turkey since 10 years. And I am responsible of sales and marketing of the whole MESE Berlin shows in Turkey. And BUS2BUS trade show, since it began to the Turkish market, we are promoting BUS2BUS as well. We have many leading Turkish producers already in BUS2BUS show. And I would like to thank to all our panelists as well, first of all, for their participation to this roadshow. And welcome to the BUS2BUS Digital Roadshow. And we were expecting since from the beginning of this year, this show. And now I am leaving the stage to Miss Willow.
Thanks, Ebru, and a warm welcome to this next digital edition of our BUS2BUS Roadshow. This is the last stop, actually, for 2023. So please make sure everybody is following us on LinkedIn or other online platforms to get the latest information about our next roadshow coming up in 2024 before we see everybody on site in Berlin. So I'm just going to start off this roadshow stop with a few words about BUS2BUS, for those of you who are not that familiar with our event. So BUS2BUS started in 2017, and it's been a really great pleasure to watch this event grow and gain popularity over the past years. Now, BUS2BUS is a mobility trade show and business platform that will take place for the fourth time next year from April 24th to 25th in Berlin. And we really welcome everybody to come visit us next year in Berlin. At the moment, we have our ticket shop open. So if all of our viewers today, we get a early access, as you would say, to our ticket sale. So use the code HOLIDAY50 for 50% off your 2-day pass. And that is valid until December 31st. Now, when you get there, you can expect to see a variety of international exhibitors and visitors from not only the public and urban transport sector, but also the private bus sector, bus tourism, as well as long-distance transport. And on site, within our trade show and our stage program, we really focus on future technologies and sustainable solutions. So we really hope to see everybody there. And with that being said, I think we should get this panel discussion going. And I'm really honored to introduce our moderator for today, Frans Tillema, who is a professor at the Han University of Applied Scientists in the area of intelligent mobility. And his research focuses on the digitalization and automation of passenger transport and logistics and of road transport. And in addition to that technical aspect, he also focuses on the social acceptance of that same technology. So welcome, Frans, and thank you for being a part of our digital roadshow.
Thank you, Willow, and thanks for having me again. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Yes, you're welcome. And Frans, just to get the discussion going and to focus on our digital stop today, I wanted to ask you, when you think about Turkish mobility in the sector, what's the first thing that pops up in your mind?
Well, when I think of public transport in Turkey, I think Turkey is really leading the way, so to say. From my experience, the huge network, inner cities, regional, but also intercity bus travel is enormous. And I think it's quite unique when you see the wide range of quality that Turkey addresses also in the buses. So not only having the luxury liners with great quality, bringing you from one city to the other, but also the differences in prices that and different companies also in the low cost ranges. So I think Turkey is really leading the way here. And also from my own experience, I always talk to my students about buses, and also to one aspect that I have seen, and that's the Asti bus terminal in Ankara, which I think is very famous because of the sheer size of it. And also I think up to 2,500, 3,000 buses each day, which is incredible. So talking about the future of the bus and bus travel here in Turkey, I think it's a bit of, well, how do I say it, preaching to the choir, Willow.
Exactly. Great. Well, that's a very great insight to start off this roadshow. And I'm sure our panelists today have a lot more to say about bus transportation. So why don't I hand off the digital microphone to you, and you can get started and introduce everybody today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Willow. And it's a great honor to me to introduce our speakers today, who know a lot more about public transport in Turkey than I do. So a very warm welcome to you. Let me start off with Egemen Akgül. Egemen Akgül is a seasoned professional in the field of design engineering and project management, and he has gained a wealth of experience since embarking on his bus journey in 2009. Born and raised in Bursa, Egemen discovered his passion for design and design engineering while pursuing his mechanical engineering degree at the university there. He is currently serving as the product engineering manager at Karsan, an all-Turkish enterprise at the forefront of Europe's transport electrification, which has garnered global recognition and numerous awards for its pioneering contributions to zero-emission solutions, such as electric motors, hydrogen engines, and cutting-edge autonomous driving technology. A very warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Frans, and it's an honor to be here. At Karsan, we are dedicated to leading the electrification, and we are excited to share our journey and our vision with you today. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, and I will come back to your slogan, which is in the back of your one step ahead of the future. Let me continue with Dr. Buran. Dr. Buran, Head of Strategy Development Department at IETT General Directorate, is a distinguished professional with a robust educational background and extensive experience in the realm of industrial and management engineering. Holding a degree from Galatasaray University in industrial engineering, Dr. Buran furthered her academic pursuits with a doctorate in management engineering from ITU Istanbul Technical University. Since 2017, Dr. Buran has been serving as the head of the Strategy Development Department, contributing significantly to the transformation and strategic initiatives of IETT General Directorate. In this capacity, she plays a pivotal role in shaping the organizational future trajectory. A very warm welcome to you. It's very nice to have you here.
Thank you for your hosting. Public transportation plays a very critical role as a megacity like Istanbul. For this reason, we should increase mobility with the together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then last but not least, Professor Soyturk. Professor Soyturk is a professor at Marmara University, and he received his PhD and MSc degrees in computer engineering in 2007 and 2002. From ITU Istanbul Technical University. His research interests and projects focus on V2X communications, connected cars, intelligent transportation systems, IoT, and cyber physical systems. And this very much resembles my chair, Professor Soyturk. So very warm welcome from that respect also. You are a director in the Vehicle and Networks and Intelligent Transportation Systems Research Lab, which is quite a mouthful. I should call it VeNIT, I guess, and you founded this in 2013. You carried out several framework research projects in the Horizon programs. You have many publications regarding ITS and V2X, and you're a reviewer for many high-ranked impact journals and conferences. Also, it's a delight to have you here.
Yeah, many thanks for the nice introduction. It's a pleasure to be here, and I hope we can also collaborate in the following meetings as well with you and all in France.
Yeah, that's a good foresight.
I wish everyone to have a good, nice panel. Thank you.
Okay, well, enough of the introduction, I guess. Now let's go to the real content, and that's most interesting for the online attendees. We shall start. You have a lot of experience in public transport, but the question here will be, what are the next steps? And we will go deeper into these next steps. Firstly, focusing on what I call alternative drivelines and future infrastructures. We have seen rapid developments in the past years, both from the environmental and climate aspect. We see a CO2 neutral public transport evolving, neutral fuels or electric drivetrains with batteries, and look at the progress that we have made here. But are we all set for the future at this moment? We have some technologies like electric drivetrains, hydrogen buses, carbon neutral fuels, and even I heard that bus companies become electricity providers because of all the solar panels on their bus depots. And also, I think we saw this week at COP28 that we're moving away from fossils. So this is, I think, a gigantic invitation also for you to talk about the next steps in bus travel. Let me start with you, Dr. Buran. Can you tell us a bit more about the current state of public transportation in Istanbul and what types of alternative drive lines are currently being utilized there and in this region?
Daily public transportation mobility for Istanbul is nearly 12 million. This indicates that Istanbul card usage in public transportation. We have 3 different modes, including rail system, bus system, BRT system, including the bus part also, and the sea lines. Our aim to increase the mobility between these all the public transportation modes. When we look at daily usage, when they split these modes, more than half of them, which is nearly 70%, is very high percent ratio for just land transportation, including buses and the BRT system. The second part is related to rail system, which is nearly 30%. And the last part is very smallest one, includes the sea lines. But in Istanbul, we should provide very integrated transportation solution. With this perspective, when the new metro lines are open, IETT reorganize current bus lines as a feeder line to increase the integration and the mobility as well, including maybe fare integration, physical integration, and also timetable integration is very important for the holistic integration perspective. And also, we are working for the green transportation solution for the nature plan, for the future plan. For example, we are seeking a high capacity electrical vehicles for the metro bus as well. Although there are lots of solutions in the sector, when we look at the Istanbul conditions, we have very few solutions regarding the geographical and the crowdedness and the climate conditions. For this reason, we now are analyzing to find the best solution, including a cost-benefit ratio and the environmentally aspect and the comfort aspect also. And also we have a new plan for our bus depot transformation. When we get the electrical buses, we need the transformation also including the bus depots. And another maybe innovative way to renew our bus stops also, including the dynamic information to give our passengers. I can summarize like this.
Okay, thank you so much. And looking at these challenges, I think the integration part is a huge challenge, and nice to hear that you're actually using the bus as feeder lines. So on one hand, we have the integration. On the other hand, you already state some issues with availability of let's say carbon neutral solutions. Mm-hmm. So what is the biggest aspect here to you? What is the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge, I think, changing the exchange rate. It's very difficult issue for us because we have limited budget from the non-public, profit company, because IETT publicly owned company. We are taking bus tickets, but we need to renew our bus fleet also and the infrastructure also. This is a very big challenge for us. And another challenge challenges, Istanbul, I mentioned before, conditions. We are very hard to find the best solution regarding the geographical and the population density, because in Europe, the road is not hard. I mean that it's flat and there is no any ramp like this. But in Istanbul condition, it is not easy to balance all the criteria. But we are working in different stakeholders, which includes bus manufacturers, universities also, and another benchmarking cities. We learn each other. We believe that we find the best solution for Istanbul as soon as possible.
Okay. Is there already one important conclusion that you also can give to other cities that have to deal with the same geographical conditions like Istanbul here, with respect to these drive lines or these buses?
Mm-hmm.
Is there one conclusion that you can share with other cities already?
Yes, we have, but I am not sure. Can I give this information with you, because it is internal topics. We signed a private letter like this. Sorry for this reason, but no. We can yes have some very good options, including the hard conditions. Now we are working on it.
Okay, thank you so much. This is a very good bridge to again a warm welcome to Mr. Akgül. Good to have you here today. Can you introduce us to Karsan, Mr. Akgül, and specifically your products, and tell us a bit more on how you as a company are positioning yourself in the field of new drive lines, and what are the strategies towards the future?
Yes, at Karsan, we are we are all in on the future of transportation. We are diving headfirst into electric and hydrogen technologies. We are putting a lot of effort into research and development activities to make sure that we stay ahead on the curve. We are also teaming up with the big players of industry and bringing their latest technology to our buses. But what is really cool is that we are all about being flexible. We want to offer variety of electrical and hydrogen powered buses that fit different markets and regions. In summary, we are tailoring our solutions to match exactly what our customer needs.
Okay, and when you look at both electric and hydrogen, can you enlighten us what would be the perfect surface to have battery electric vehicles, or where do you want to deploy these hydrogen electric vehicles?
It's all about the customer needs. Hydrogen infrastructure for fleets are a little bit coming behind comparing to electric buses. So I believe in the future, when this hydrogen infrastructure is getting more common, more people will require hydrogen buses. Currently, we are ready to offer both solutions, but for Europe, for example, electrical buses are one step ahead comparing to hydrogen solutions.
Okay, really good. And when you look at the clients, not from the perspective of the PTAs who are buying the buses, but from the passenger side, will these new drive lines also bring advantages to the passengers, according to Karsan?
When you compare electrical or hydrogen with each other, from a passenger perspective, I think the biggest effect is about carbon emissions. Hydrogen, when you look the whole chain footprint, sorry, hydrogen is greener solution, so it's more suitable for our global needs. But for other perspectives, the passenger will not feel too much difference between these two technologies.
Okay. And then we talk a lot about total cost of ownership with new kinds of drivelines. Can you enlighten us a bit with respect to that? And what will the clients, both the public transport authorities and the passengers, notice from this, or won't they notice anything at all?
As I said in my previous explanation, the hydrogen infrastructure and commonization of this solution is coming a little bit behind. And the cost of transfer of hydrogen currently is not really competitive comparing to electrical buses. But I believe by time, also the governments and some incentives and subsidies will, tax breaks will be supported by governments, and it will be more common. Then also hydrogen bus fleets will be more feasible for this kind of authorities. Currently, electrical bus solutions might be more feasible when you look at in the view of total cost of ownership.
Okay, thank you so much, Egemen. And this seems to be a good moment also to address you, viewers. You can ask your questions via the chat. So please feel free to ask the questions to our speakers. That brings me to Professor Soyturk. Good morning again to you.
Thank you.
When you look at this topic of new drivelines and also infrastructures, how can smart infrastructure, according to you, enhance the efficiency and sustainability of public transport systems, particularly when we focus at urban areas?
Okay, thank you. So always we have that aim, make the systems more intelligent, but nowadays it is much more feasible. We have a lot of new data sources. We have sensors use. We are able to collect data. So that's why by that way we are able to make those systems and infrastructure more intelligent, more smart. And it means that we can utilize that information to enhance the system. For example, to optimize traffic flow, reducing travel times, and avoid congestion. The traffic management system could be enhanced. The use of real-time data collected from the vehicles and the transportation system can be utilized. There could be some AI algorithms which would make some intelligent decisions considering those anomalies in the system. We are able to follow the normal condition, but also those abnormal conditions could be observed, and the system may react to that. So, by this way, the system may provide more efficiency. And the system could be more efficient. But of course, all these would affect sustainability in various ways. Not only the transportation sustainability, I mean that we can use our resources in the transportation effectively. We can improve maintenance. There could be predictive maintenance, but also we can, when we avoid fuel consumption, it means that there will be a sustainable world, considering the reduced emissions, reduced noise, etc. So all these will have a positive impact on sustainability.
Okay, thank you, sir.
One thing I can add additionally, when we consider the connected cars as well, for example, just an example, the vehicles approaching the traffic lights can learn when the traffic light will turn on green or red, and based on that, they can continue. If the traffic light will stay green, then the bus can continue without stopping at the intersection. It means that it will know that there will no red light So it means that there will be no sudden brake. So it also provides a comfort driving for the passengers as well. Or if it might be known ahead of time when the traffic light will turn on red. So the bus driver can respond and make a smoother brake. And of course, all these would avoid fuel waste as well.
Yeah, very interesting. And the technology is already there, Professor Soyturk, to have this V2X connectivity, or do we still have to wait?
Yeah, we actually there are many studies, many projects running on in the world, and we know that, and we are also involved in many projects in Turkey, and we are contributing to the Horizon Europe projects in Europe. V2X is one main topic that we are contributing. In Turkey, there is a pilot line which is under construction. In Europe, there are many pilot lines, but V2X is one technology which will be used very effectively. In US, there is a V2X deployment plan which would be deployed in all intersections in US. So because intersections are one area which is risky, and most of the accidents are happening, 50% of the accidents are happening at intersections. There are many casualties, also damages. So there are many insurance-related things are going on. Injuries of people. Again, there are many other things like psychological effects are there. So all these could be prevented. It means that there's a lot saving in various aspects. So if we make those intersections safer, then in addition to traffic efficiency, we can avoid such kind of accidents. And V2X is one key solution over here. In addition to other technologies, like there could be some other sensors like cameras, which would provide that information to the vehicle, which might have an eye on top and can see everything, whether there are some accidents or not. One thing I could add, it had been a little bit long, I'm sorry. We are counting the accidents, but we are not able to count the near-miss cases. Such cases, if we are able to detect these near misses, which is much more than the accidents actually, we can learn the pattern. We can avoid those near misses happen. In other words, in that case, we can avoid those accidents. We can predict the accidents as well better. So such kind of intelligence systems, including image processing, cameras, and V2X communication, we can learn these and take precautions.
Thank you so much. So it's not only about sustainability, it's also about safety, and it's to a large extent about comfort. So I think for the future passengers, this is really good. We have some questions also from the audience addressing the specific policies. Dr. Buran, when we look at sustainability, alternative drivelines, can you see some specific, or can you address some specific policies from governments here that really help this more sustainable bus transport from happening here?
Actually, government initiatives and the policy is very critical issue for the public transportation authorities as well. For example, if we need to transform our bus fleet, we need funding for the speed this project. From this perspective, government should specialize for specific funding pockets, including the maybe different stakeholders, bus manufacturers also, maybe from the software side and the data side, which Soyturk mentioned before. We need to collaborate each other. And also that is a very critical point for the processing. this is a no ending process. I mean that when public transport authorities purchase the electrical buses, now the process is starting, because you need sustain this project and measure also, and perform very good also, and share this data. This is very critical. We need also some support from the tax reduction, including the bus fees and including the maybe fuels, and maybe we need collaborate for the bus manufacturer like this. For example, IETT manages more than 6,000 buses. It's very huge number. When we have a demand like this, there is no any readiness for the bus manufacturers, because it is very big demand. For this reason also they should be ready for this transformation process and this huge volume. From this side also they are needed some funds from the government sides. This is very critical for all stakeholders.
Okay, thank you so much. We have another question, I think, based on your answers, Professor Soyturk, with respect to the near misses and the safety. Do you consider driver behavior as part of the data that will help you bring down accidents? So do we focus also on driver data?
Yeah, definitely. There are studies. I mean, there are studies on different stakeholders. Car manufacturers can do that, insurance companies can do that, and also in civil engineering, they can do that as well, because road infrastructure can be designed to make a smooth flow and efficient traffic. And also the climate conditions could be very different in different areas. One solution may not be applicable to at another location. So the system, the transportation system should be designed considering these. So also the driver's behavior is not the same in every country. So it has to be learned specific to that country, specific to that location. And the transportation laws are changing. The type of the vehicles are changing. In the past, we are using a fuel cell, fuel combustion engines, but it will turn to electric vehicles, so infrastructure could be different. The driving behavior may change again, so we have to consider all these, of course, and driver behavior is important factor, and for many different reasons.
Okay, Mr. Akgül, can you add something from the perspective of Karsan to this question?
Yeah, I can add something. What I want to say is not only bus manufacturer, also the regulation authorities are considering this need. When we see our future regulation obligations, the general safety regulation is about to come, and under this regulation, after mid of 2024, you have to put driver drone system to the vehicle to check and detect if the driver's behaviors are going okay or not. So as an obligation also, we have to follow this requirement, and this is on the table for everyone, not only bus manufacturer, also bigger authorities.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think this is a great bridge, Mr. Akgül, to our second question and our second cluster, which is on autonomous vehicles and AI. I always call it the robot bus, which is maybe a more futuristic way of stating this technology. I think for over a century already, we have been dreaming about self-driving cars, self-driving trucks, self-driving buses, aren't we? And they are hopefully bringing us the dream of fewer casualties. We already talked about this, reduced congestions, environmental gains, transport services becoming cheaper because, well, we don't need the most expensive part, the driver, anymore. And I think we're dreaming about higher service levels, bringing autonomous buses to places where nowadays we can't come or won't come because of the prices of the drivers. And for a long period of time, I think these autonomous technologies, these robot buses, stay dreams of the near future, so to say, moving horizons. Yet while technology is improving, we have seen the rapid evolution of artificial intelligence bringing this future, which used to be the future, to us now. And first buses are being operated autonomously, amongst others what we can see now in downtown Stavanger with the IETT bus, and that's very impressive, I guess. Well, you were talking about already the GSR, and I think the European Commission is putting these regulations on to also help us improve the quality of autonomous vehicles and to let them be driving around on our roads. And of course, there are some concerns about safety. Will technology be safe as drivers? Also, there are some concerns with respect to misuse of transport modes. We see now the examples in San Francisco and Phoenix with the robot taxis, where all kind of misuse is being seen. And there are some questions about social safety when there's no driver anymore on board. So, Mr. Akgül, I already addressed Stavanger and the IETT bus. What inspired the development of this new bus, and how does it align with Karsan's vision for the future of transportation? Can you enlighten us?
Yeah, of course. We envision that in the future, the cities will turn to AI-managed smart cities, and autonomous buses will play a significant role under this kind of system and with this kind of transformative shift. Another fact is, just like you said, 95% of the traffic accidents are caused by human errors. So it's a very big number. When we consider all these, that's why in 2021, we introduced our first level 4 autonomous IETT bus. sorry about that. And to enhance road safety and to prevent accidents, autonomous vehicles play a crucial role in our vision for the future of transportation.
Okay. And when you look at this new development, how did public transport operators, but also passengers, receive this new technology? Can you help us a bit with respect to that, Egemen?
Yeah, our 6-meter autonomous IETT vehicles are currently operational in Norway, France, USA, Romania, and Turkey for different kind of purposes. Not all of them are just for public transformation. Also, they are used for some kind of specific project or etc. Since it's a new technology, everyone wants to learn from it. But some of our vehicles are in open traffic, just like Stavanger in Norway. The bus has generated significant interest and excitement among the public. Since it's a very new technology, it has also contributed some various academic studies at Michigan State University in USA. That's all I can say in a summary.
Okay, thank you so much. Coming to you, Dr. Buran. When you look at these new technologies like autonomous vehicles and AI technology, how do you envision the integration in the public transport, specifically with the buses and everything that you already said about integration in the greater Istanbul area?
Actually, autonomous technologies are tried as a pilot project already in the different cities, including including all the cities maybe in the world, especially maybe American continents and the Europe continents like this. From this perspective, we are analyzing with our partnership. For example, IETT as a membership international groups, which are IBBG group, International Bus Benchmarking Group, and also UITP, maybe you know very well, Transportation Association is a very known association in this sector. We have some workshop how we implement like this. Also, we have some experience with the Karsan. We experienced attack project. Now it is working in the Istanbul Technical University campus already. We are monitor this project. Maybe we will have a next project in the another sections which involves public authority sites and another university sites also. We are very open-minded with these technologies because we have already smart technologies in our buses. For this reason, we call our buses such a iBus because includes black box. We have already lots of sensors, lots of data. We get our buses and we predict maybe some technical issues. Now we are ready. But we control the system and we are monitor the especially regulation side also. Now that is not allowed without the bus driver. You must include bus driver on the bus. And maybe in the next step, which is called the fourth phase, it will be more suitable for all the partners.
Okay. And you are talking about many more sites, being open to many more sites. Do you also involve the public in decision making about all these new technologies?
Yes, for example, we set the criteria, including from the electrical side. For example, we defined some key performance indicators, such as maybe how many kilometers traveled, what is the weight of the, should be maybe weight of the buses. I mean that for the efficiency side, and what is the size of buses. It is very critical, another issue for our BRT system, because you know this is the closed system. We couldn't prefer any buses. It is a very critical issue. And what are the customer perception also we define, because at the end of each year we make a customer satisfaction survey and we ask our customer, what are your perceptions and what are your suggestions about the environmentally buses, what you need like this. We collect this data and we share our members, passengers waiting these issues like this, and we need these technical issues. Maybe it will be more safety. You should improve these criteria like this. Now we are involving some decision making process.
Okay, really good to hear. There is a question from the audience addressing the amount of power that we need, Dr. Buran, for not only the drive lines, but also for this technology, all the computers. And the question states, Turkey has a perfect condition to produce solar energy. How are you looking from IETT to this? And will you use the solar power firstly for all the public transport or not?
And now we have already produced this project with our one garage in the Anatolian side. We produce our energy and we reuse this energy while we take a maintenance process in our buses. But we need to extend this project because we have 17 garages and we have to make before this project feasibility reports. I mean that statistic reports and the capacity reports. After that, when we analyze and getting these reports, we share our partnership. Maybe we will find a very good partnership, including the European project, Horizon project, or maybe we make another partnership contracting model. And now we are also using different companies. For example, Istanbul Metropolitan Enerjisa, which is called these companies. We are working together to expand these projects.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for the questions from the audience. Professor Soyturk, coming to you. Autonomy,
yes,
robotized vehicles, technology, that is your cup of tea, I guess. Can you enlighten us? What kind of regulations do we need, and what are the ethical considerations that we should address when we move towards these more autonomous vehicles driving around in public transportation and also in public surroundings? Can you help us?
Yeah, I mean, there are many well-known facts on these. Actually, I can mention on these, and then I can also give some insights from myself. So first of all, the responsibilities, liabilities should be understood very well. The regulations should be defined, and these responsibilities, liabilities have to be included in the regulations. And these should be well known and accepted. But I mean, it doesn't mean that when it is written there, things will be ready. So every partner, every stakeholder should be aware and should know. I mean, should be aware and should know it. And then, of course, there could be some training on this. It doesn't mean that when we bring these autonomous vehicles and AI-based solutions, they will work as it is. And then, of course, there are many other considerations like ethical considerations. When a decision is made, there could be counter side effects, and who would be responsible from those side effects. And if there would be cases like, I mean, if the decision will be based on selecting one of two options, then that decision is based on a reason. That reason should be explainable. So we say it as explainable AI. We have to use such kind of explainable AI solutions. And usually when we consider AI and autonomous driving, we have to collect a lot of data. And data privacy is one concern, and it has to be included in these regulations and also in these solutions. Privacy should be protected. And when we include such kind of systems in our life, everyone may not able to use these new systems. Inclusiveness is also important. And again, I mean, the use of autonomous functions, autonomous driving might be known, might be well accepted, but their usability by elder people, for example, or handicapped people may not be so easy. And we have to include all of them, all the stakeholders, all the passengers. That is what I could add. Yeah.
So last week, European Parliament talked about the new AI Act, and I hear a lot of things that you're mentioning now also will be addressed in this new act. So you are in favor of such policies also from a more global level?
Yeah, in Turkey, you mean?
Well, everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So these are not a concern only in Europe. In all countries, this is a concern. And also when we consider autonomous driving and autonomous vehicle market, there is I don't want to say that there is a kind of race or a competition in the world. So it means that when a manufacturer would sell their products in Europe, in US, then it means that the regulations should be satisfied. The requirements should be satisfied. So these are a global concern, and manufacturers, technology developers have to consider all these specifications.
Okay, thank you so much. There is again a question for you, Dr. Buran, from the audience, which is on automatic passenger counting. How important is this for IETT?
Before these innovative solution, we use origin destination data to make the predict what is the optimum maybe transfer points in the public transportation, because I mentioned before we have to integrate it in a least transportation mode, such as a metro bus system, rail system, to increase the mobility. We use before this system origin destination data. It give very concrete results, but it can be how I can say takes time. But now hopefully we use passenger counting sensors in our buses. With using these sensors, now we know what is the capacity uses in any time in the buses. Regarding these issues, we can control our bus line, how it should be the frequency in the day, maybe in the peak hour, maybe day of the peak hour. Also, we can analyze a weekend. Weekend can split Saturday and Sunday also, because a very different characteristic we can see. For this reason, now we can dynamically monitor our passenger flow.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to go to our third cluster, and I think that is maybe the most important one, because we can think about a lot of technologies and a lot of integration of several types of modes, but when we don't have the customer, we're doing basically things for nothing, and this is not very handy, I guess. But yet, who is this passenger, and how do we convince the passenger to drive in our buses, drive in our metros? And again, I have stated it in a previous version of this round already. Since COVID, it's in some parts of the world, it is quite difficult to get people back again to public transport. They now have enjoyed the many opportunities that a private car has, the heated seats, the music, and also not being able to hear anybody when you have this meeting in your car. So last week on COP28, we have seen the Transport Day. And also on this Transport Day, I think national governments mentioned public transport. And fortunately, we saw that in many more plans than in the previous version of the COP in 2015. We see that nationally determined contributions are talking about public transportation. Although, and that's a big although, only 20% of these statements and these contributions really talk about percentages for modal shift. So there is still a long way to go, I guess. But indeed, passenger public transport has been mentioned. And I think it's of utmost importance also to reduce our pollution. Now, as we see politicians also on an international level on the COP agree about these new policies and also the modal shift. What is your opinion on this? Because the bus and the coach normally has a rather tarnished and maybe old-fashioned image. How do we, in your opinion, can achieve a higher attractiveness for modal shift from car maybe to the bus again? Can you enlighten us? Dr. Buran.
Okay, actually, very hard duration for all of us, the COVID conditions. During this time, including 1.5 years, we decreased our passenger nearly 19% for the middle of the COVID, but now we recovered. Public transportation played very critical role although the COVID condition, every activity stopped in the cities, but public transportation doesn't stop. It's very critical. We carried doctors, nurses, and also another critical roles with the public transportation system. During this process, our bus driver behave very goodly, and always they are getting the buses, including the crowdness. They don't think their family at this time. Unfortunately, we lost 6 bus drivers during the COVID conditions. It is very hard positions for us. But I don't think the public transportation like the not good brand. I think we have a very good brand because for the doing these activities from the social responsibility side is very critical. For example, we are landing in a public area. We always face to face the passengers. It is very critical. We witnesses very good cases. For example, when the weather conditions getting worse, our bus driver protect the motorcycles on our bridge for their safety. For example, in the buses, we can witnesses a sick person. At this time, our buses gets the role like an ambulance, and we go to the direct ambulance. Maybe we save the life. It is very critical for us. Another issues for the different situation better. We host the dog friends and the cat friends in our buses. We product them. Actually, if our bus drivers see on the road with a bad position, they can stop and they help the dog friends and the cat friends like this. I think for the all situations, we have a very good brand. Just one lack of maybe corporative identity to tell the passengers and maybe another people what we do, what we are facing. I think we should increase our corporative identity with telling very good examples. It is very critical for us. For this reason, we apply the corporative identity surveys at each year of, and we get very good scores when we ask our passenger, when we say these very good cases, they are very happy with all these situations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Very interesting answer. Mr. Akgül, what considerations are being made in the design and manufacturing process of your buses to meet needs and demands of passengers from younger generations? And I think demands are faster changing always. So how do you cope as a company with these ever-changing demands?
Yes, about youth. If you were today ask youth, what can't you live without? I believe the first answer will be internet, not water or something. So we understand that today's youth put a lot of value on staying connected. And our buses feature internet connectivity and multiple charging points to ensure passengers can use their devices on the go. We also made it easy for them to transport their sports equipments and bicycles also with our full low-floor layout and some dedicated storage area solutions. Summary, our aim is to provide a modern and adaptable mobility solution that meets diverse needs of today's younger passengers.
Okay, very interesting. So internet as a first starting point of getting a good life, also from your perspective, from Karsan. Being with you now, Mr. Akgül, there are some questions with respect to hydrogen. And can you enlighten us with respect to hydrogen? Do you really see this as a feasible solution for now and in the future? And what about the storage also of hydrogen?
Yeah, hydrogen is more greener technology, it's for sure, because when you compare it to battery electric vehicles, also there are some limitations of batteries also. But when you look at hydrogen vehicles, you just feel the hydrogen on it, and there are big tanks. So on weight perspective, it's lighter, and it is really fast to fill bus when it is hydrogen comparing to electrical one. Storage and transfer of hydrogen is an issue right now, but as I said, by time it will be fixed and it will be not an issue. So currently electrical vehicles are very popular, but by time I think hydrogen will be more popular.
Okay, thank you so much, and hopefully this answers the questions from the audience. Thank you again. Professor, coming back to you. We are talking about attractiveness for the passenger, attractiveness for everybody who drives this bus, and we were already talking about comfort and safety on the previous question. Can you help us? How can new technologies that you're developing, like big data, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, impact public transportation in a positive way? And how can we make it more appealing by applying these new technologies?
Yeah. So again, there could be two sides of this question. One is related to the bus, and the other one is bus transportation system. Could be. When we consider Istanbul, and which is a big city, a big, large municipality, it is not so easy to manage the whole system. It's not like any other European city. And because of that, and because of many reasons, we can say that the bus transportation is not connected with other transportation modes. So AI and other technologies can be used to improve the transportation system. What we know, I mean, in Istanbul, there are many different transportation modes being opened every year. More distant locations are connected with new transportation modes like metro lines or trams. But bus is a solution which is delivered to all distant locations and also city area. But the metro lines are not like that. But the point is that when we connect one line with another, it means when we have a connected line, the people can prefer that connected transportation. So AI can be utilized to explore these first. I mean, how much it make an impact, how much impact it make. So it is important. I mean, we can save time, we can save fuel, people can prefer buses and this connected mobility just because of this. When I consider myself, I mean, sometimes I drove by car, sometimes take the metro line, but not able to take the bus because it's not possible to drive from home to work. This is a usual case for many people in Istanbul. They can take either the bus or the other one. So connected transportation sometimes an issue. So when we solve these issues with AI, also we can learn and identify which solution could be better. We can learn the flow of passengers, their mobility pattern, where they get on, where they get off, and then the density and how we can improve the overall system. AI could be used for these purposes. The pricing could be determined according to that. There could be some incentives. There could be some what's called a kind of incentives. I mean, there can be some promotions, for example, when they use such kind of transportation modes. But this is also evolving, improving. So it's always getting better and better. So when we use AI, we can do it better. So that is one thing, of course. We can use AI for this purpose. And of course, new technologies can be used like netted cars and V2X communication. V2X communication is used not only for the vehicles, but also for the passengers who are inside the bus, who are waiting on the bus station, and also for those people which are crossing the street. There could be some vulnerable road users as well. So there are many use cases dedicated to the vulnerable road users for their safety. But your question was improving the transportation and make buses more appealing. I know, but my first answer is related to that. I hope this is reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I want to stay a bit with you, Professor, as well. Also, I'm a professor. We want to look into the future and look at final visions for 2030 and above. And there is this famous saying, I think all of our dreams can come true if only we have the courage to pursue them. And I think Mr. Tolkien, the author of The Lord of the Rings, once said, a single dream is more powerful than 1,000 realities, isn't it? So when we look at the future, there is a lot of technology that we have discussed already. But when we look at the future, what would be your ideal future for public transport in general, but specifically for the bus in 2030 and above?
Yeah, of course, for the buses, you would like to have them more greener, more electric vehicles, zero emission buses would be there. So that is our expectation. This is a trend not only in the world, not only in Istanbul, not only in Europe, in the whole world. And it makes the world more greener. That is our expectation. That is what we want. And as I said, for the buses, again, if you connect these transportation modes with the bus transportation, which is wider and going everywhere, every street, I can say that in Istanbul. So with this multi-mode connected mobility, that is we can do it. That is my expectation. And of course, timely transportation with minimum time spent in the traffic, which also saves fuel, saves time spent in traffic. So that is my expectation. Yeah, thank you.
More efficiency, very good, very good. Dr. Buran, what is your future vision, 2030 and further?
Mr. Soyturk mentioned before lack of integration. Maybe we will see the mobility as a service solutions in the future as soon as possible. I mean that when we want to take a buses, we need to pass the first mile solution, and also when we get anywhere, we need to get there via another last mile solution. With solving this problem, maybe we will apply the mobility as a service, which is called the MaaS. Is very famous in the Nordic cities as well. Now it is famous in Europe. For the MaaS, we should integrate all the partners. I mean that maybe scooter partners, taxi partners, bus partners, metro partners like this. And there will be a moderator as an authority to make the physical integration, and also fare integration is very critical to attract the new customers. Maybe we will apply this solution. Another future aim from the IETT side, we want to decrease our bus fleet. Regarding the green solutions and the smart technologies, maybe in the future, not maybe, we will have autonomous bus lines. Regarding the IoT technologies, because we have already iBuses, just we need to connect each other with a smart infrastructure. Another very good For example, we transform a diesel buses to the electrical one, and now it is serving on the historical peninsula in the Istanbul. It has already traveled 1,500 kilometers, and our passenger like it, and we collect very positive data regarding the comfort, regarding the noise and the efficiency also. When we collected the data, now we improved by day by, and in the future we have a plan for the transformation more diesel buses regarding the lifespan. Because when the bus age is reached to 15 years old, we couldn't use anymore. We can transform with an efficient way like this.
Very nice, very nice. Also from the perspective of circularity, I guess, Dr. Buran. Thank you so much for the answer. And last but not least, and I think you already have our attention, Mr. Akgül, with your slogan, "One step ahead of the future in the future of mobility." So what is your vision for 2030 and above?
Yes, based on current trends and efforts towards sustainability and technological advancement, we can make some educated guess. My envision a landscape dominated by advanced smart city solutions. People will simply input their departure and destination points, and a network interconnected with autonomous vehicle. Possibly they will be modular buses, and the rest will be managed by the system itself. And of course, all these vehicles will be emission-free and environment-friendly vehicles. Considering how rapidly technology is advancing every year, even this vision might seem modest by 2050 standards. The only thing that I am sure that will persist is that no matter what the situation is, in the future, Karsan will always be one step ahead.
Well, that's a really good slogan in the end, Mr. Akgül. And thank you for all the speakers, for all the nice answers and the view in the future. Before I give the floor back to you, Ebru, I want also to thank the audience. We have had many questions, and since this roadshow is only one hour, we couldn't answer all your questions. So sorry for that, but there is an opportunity on LinkedIn via the Roadshow Turkey website and also via the Turkey website to ask your questions and to get the answers. So again, thanks for the questions. And now the floor is back to you, Ebru.
Hello again. And it was really very informative roadshow, a very good panel. Thank you for all our valuable participants, first of all. And we come to the end stop of this roadshow. And also I am thankful to the audiences for joining us to the Digital Roadshow Turkey. And please don't forget, use your special discounted ticket codes to attend BUS2BUS show in April 24th to 25th, which is Holiday 50 with uppercase letters. With this code, you will have 50% discount almost for 2 days event till 31st of December. So now you can watch our BUS2BUS image film and our program will be ended. Thank you again.